Hey, how's everyone doing? So I'd like to make a short video today talking about the time that we're in right now in between these eclipse cycles. Earlier in this month, there was a lunar eclipse, a blood moon, and later in this month, there's going to be a solar eclipse. And it seems like collectively during these times, these eclipses bring out unseen layers to process through that uncovers more layers of shadow to be integrated. And so when these things come to the surface, we see them for what it is, right? And it's still part of the one, because a lot of people are fighting their shadow. But what I've discovered is it's still part of the one. Everything's the yin and yang. And the shadow is the false self, false programming, false beliefs. And so once we learn the lesson from it and actually integrate it with love, then it becomes clear what the illusion is, what the layers of illusion, of shadow, of the false self are. Okay, and then we can process through them and tap into our true self, our authentic self. And so this is what the great work is. It's to be aligned and congruent with our thoughts, our emotions, our actions, our words, our choices, how we show up in the world, to where it's all congruent and all aligned. And one has to be having a broader perspective in knowledge of all, seeing both sides of light and dark for what it is, and not in conflict with each other. Because everything is yin and yang, and this concept keeps coming up, and everything is one. And so I've been having lots of interface lately with the star people. And lately the Lyrians and the Arcturians have been showing up every morning, especially the Lyrians. And then I recorded that Arcturian ship recently and posted it, and that was pretty cool. It sent this energy wave out. Anyway, what I'm getting at is all the true guidance, it will all lead you within to the I am. And this is the highest truth, is that we are a fractal of Creator Source. And everything beyond that, all the identities, is just the ego mind. It's just an identity. Because the highest truth is we're one mind. And so in the Western traditions, this is called the I am. But there's more layers to this as well. When you go back to the Vedic traditions, there's the Brahman, which is in this universe. But if you go inside this central sun, outside of this universe, it's the para-Brahman, and that's beyond form. And I have direct memory of this, and everyone is from here. We're all part of this one mind that's fractaled out into this universe, into many universes, playing all these roles all down the dimensional scale of star beings and all this stuff, all the way down to this human avatar right here, right now. And so what I'm saying is, even these star beings, they're just roles that we're playing too, because the true ones are us, and we are avatared into this human form as well. And so if we can maintain a broader perspective that this is all a game and we exist on the other side as well, then we start to see the bigger picture. And as we uncover these layers and unravel the subconscious and deprogram, we start to be more aware of how energy flows, and everything is vortexing energy. Okay? And so the more we come into true union with our higher self and burn away the shadow and illuminate it and integrate it, we unlock these creative gifts within us to manifest our desires right here into this realm, this reality. It's not about escaping this realm. It's about embracing it and everything and bringing heaven to earth. And so from a lower perspective, people might see this realm as a prison planet because there are lower forces here. And this is a whole tangent that I could get into, but not for this video. From a higher perspective, it all plays its role. It all pushes you back into your power. And this is what the lower forces don't want. They want external worship. They want you to go outside yourself into some false belief system that gives your power away. And then the true benevolence will always lead you back within, because the whole universe is within, and we are fractals of the one mind, of the supreme Parabrahman. And what's beyond that is the void. And it's darkness, but not in a negative way. It's space for the light to shine out into, to create. And so that concept is we are simultaneously one, we are simultaneously everything, and we are simultaneously nothing. So the point of this, what I'm trying to make, is if we can stop identifying with all this stuff, it frees us up and we realize identity is just an ego mind construct that limits your thinking. And if you can just be the observer and then back it up even more and be the one observing the observer, you can see a broader perspective and things start to make more sense. So anyway, I have some big things in the works that I'm not going to share yet. But the time will come soon. And I'm going to start making some more videos again because I have a lot of information that has now been integrated that I will be sharing. Anyway, I hope everyone's having a beautiful day. And one more thing I'd like to add is while we're doing this work and expanding our higher consciousness, healing our light body, unlocking these higher layers more and more and more, we're still here in the physical realm. And this is important. And we need to take care of our physical vessel and love ourselves and love our body. And we can transform our body. And that being said, in 2014, I had a spinal fusion in my cervical spine. I had my C5 and my C6 fused, and I have a metal plate with 4 screws in my neck. And 6 months later, they did imaging and said, "Oh yeah, you're good. It healed." And then I was having all kinds of issues and inflammation after that. And then I got imaging done 5 years later, and they were like, it never fused. And when I lean my head forward and back, there was a big gap in the back that it wasn't fused, and it was just being held together by the titanium. And so they were like, well, we want to go in, because they put the plate in front. They said they want to go in through the back, and there's no more room in those vertebrae to put more screws in. So they want to fuse the one above and below it with pins and rods through the back of my neck. And they were like, it either fuses or it doesn't. And at this point, it's just going to fatigue the metal from all the moving around. And they said I was going to have this major surgery. And I was like, nah, I'm not signing up for that. I can't do that. I can't put my life on hold. And so for many years, I dealt with a lot of issues and symptoms, and it took me down at times. And I knew my body could repair itself despite what they told me. And it's a long process of how I did it. But basically, I saw it done. I knew my body could heal itself. And I didn't doubt it. And at a certain point, I unlocked something in my subconscious where I just knew it. Like, I literally just knew it. And that combined with supplementation, which I was doing the whole time, I was taking supplements, but it wasn't working until I literally unlocked how to repair my body and do the impossible, what they told me couldn't be done. Anyway, I just got imaging done. I got a CAT scan done, and I have complete osseous fusion of the intervertebral space. And so, I mean, that's amazing news. But it just showed me that as I'm doing this work, I'm unlocking my creative potential. And if I can do that, then I can also affect the external of this world, because this is all me. There's nothing separate. And so I want everyone to remember that. Yes, everything's within, but everything outside is also a projection of you. There is no separation. And so we're not disconnected. We just have to remove these layers of illusion and shadow of the false self and live in our true authentic power, our true I am, and reprogram the subconscious, because that's where the majority of our power is stored. That's where all the programs are. And so if we can start to access that and rewrite that, it unlocks it. And so everyone that I've done sessions with, I've basically initiated you into this path. And it's not me, it's the forces that are working with me. I'm just a catalyst in this, and it's you that's doing the inner work. Okay, and I'm not taking clients right now. I've just been doing my own thing for some time. At a certain point in time, I'll start taking clients again, but not at the moment. So everyone who I've done sessions with, I would just like to remind you that keep going, keep doing the inner work. And I'm sure this journey is unfolding, and it continues to unfold. And there's at times certain things don't make sense, and it might be overwhelming, but the answers do come. And then all the dots connect, and you're like, oh, that was the lesson. Now I get it. And so basically it all comes back to taking your power back, to reprogramming the subconscious, to doing the great work of overcoming the lower mind, tapping into the higher mind, to be in control of our thoughts and run them through the filter of, what is this, my own thought? Is this something external? Is this true guidance? Is this the false light? Run it through your own filter so you know what's authentic, right? And pause. On a higher note, all my information comes from direct experience through memory and through interface with the I am, with the Brahman and the para-Brahman, through the one. Okay, all the benevolent star beings have guided me to that. So this is something that's within me, and this is something that's within you. And we all have this connection. So if we can be in control of our thoughts and our emotions, because our emotional body is huge and it's getting tugged and pulled all over the place from past experiences, and time only exists down here in the higher realms. It does not exist. Time is circular and any point can be accessed, and we can go back and rewrite time, and we can change experiences, and we can heal our fractured consciousness and pull it back. So if we can align our thoughts and our emotions to be congruent, and then align our actions and choices and words, because it's powerful. Our focus feeds and creates. So what are you focusing on? Because that's what you're feeding. And then if you look at the news and all the mainstream bullshit, they want to pull you out of your center and put you into worry, into the future, and this and that and that. It's feeding their timeline. So fuck them. Don't do that. And what I'm saying is, this isn't about love and light, bypass the darkness, bypass the shadow. No. You go directly into it and you illuminate it to light, and you integrate it to see the truth, to see that it's all one and these false layers are overlaying the truth. And so if a mind pattern keeps coming up and replaying, do the work, figure it out, find the root, heal it, release it, and then shift your focus to what you want to be feeding. Because if you don't do the work and you keep repressing something, it's just going to keep growing and growing and growing. And so a lot of people are fighting their shadow and conflicted within until you just face it. And this is what these eclipses are bringing up. They're bringing up unhealed stuff. So anyway, I think that's going to wrap this video up. I hope everyone's having a beautiful day. It's springtime. Get out there in nature, and that's what I wanted to say as well. While we can be all up in the higher dimensions and doing all this work, we're also in physical vessels, and this is important, and grounding is important, because there's a lot of people in the spiritual community that are highly ungrounded, and why they might be getting some higher information, they don't have the grounding and the clarity to hold center to decipher what's what, and they can really be off base. And so grounding is extremely important, because this realm matters. This is the root dimension. So we bring heaven to earth, and we be fully grounded here and love our physical vessel and regenerate our physical vessel. Anyway, I love you guys. We'll talk soon. Peace.